The foreign buyer ban is happening in January 2023. It was announced and kind of flew under the radar. Let's go through the release. I'm Michael Luzes. I'm a realtor in the Greater Toronto Area, and in this video, let's go through the foreign home buyer ban that's happening January 1st, 2023. It got announced, but definitely flew under the radar as interest rates were all the talk and all the rage from the media. This ban has received Royal Assent, which means it will be moving forward, and we're going to walk through all of it. Remember, this was announced back in 2021 as part of the Liberal housing plan during the election. Before we jump right into it, if you could take a moment and comment on this video if you think that a ban on foreign buyers will actually help the prices and the affordability of the Canadian real estate market. And keep in mind, that was the whole purpose of this proposal in the first place. Now with interest rates, things have definitely cooled off from a pricing standpoint, maybe not affordability, but definitely a pricing standpoint. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. So let's jump onto the liberal.ca website, and you could obviously go here and find all this information as well. And down, if we scroll down a little bit, it says introduce a home buyer's bill of rights. And this was announced in the budget of 2021 for the election. And the next tab, curb unproductive foreign ownership. So we will temporarily ban new foreign ownership in Canadian housing to ensure Canadians have more access to purchasing homes. Now, I know that all the rage during this election, they were talking about how foreign ownership was playing a massive role in the price increases. And there's been so many articles that have come out, for and against it. So I don't really want to get into that. I just want to give the facts and show where we're at on this bill C-19 that has passed here. To jump over here to the Senate of Canada, and this is the Parliament of Canada's website. Let's talk about Royal Assent and what that means. So the Royal Assent is the approval by the sovereign of a bill that has passed both houses of Parliament in identical form. It is the process by which a bill becomes an act of Parliament and part of the law of Canada. When we go here to Bill C-19, and this has now been assented, and this is kind of where we're getting at, and this was announced on June 23, 2022. So it's undergone the first reading, second reading, third reading, and now has gone through the Royal Assent. It's on the Parliament of Canada's website. Division 12, number 235, Prohibition on the Purchase of Residential Property by Non-Canadians Act. So we hit on this here. It's going to take us down to the Act and the enactment of the Act. It's an act to prohibit the purchase of residential property by non-Canadians. We can keep going down here. And non-Canadian means an individual who is neither a Canadian citizen nor a person registered as an Indian under the Indian Act, nor a permanent resident. A corporation that is incorporated otherwise than under laws of Canada or province. Corporation incorporated under the laws of Canada or province whose shares are not listed on a stock exchange of Canada, a prescribed person or entity as a non-Canadian. As we move down here, residential property means any real property or immovable other than a prescribed real property removable that is situated in Canada. Detached house or part of a building, semi-detached house, all that stuff. So exemptions here. So it does not apply to a temporary resident within the meaning of the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act, a protected person within the meaning of subsection 95, an individual who is non-Canadian and who purchases residential property in Canada with their spouse or common law partner if the spouse or common law partner is a Canadian citizen, person registered as an Indian under the Indian Act, or permanent resident or person referred to in paragraph A's or B, which we just went through. So there's a lot of legalities and different areas here that you can come in to this website and check out on your own. But as we go down here, this is the key, is that Section 235 is coming into force on January 1st, 2023. Section 236, which is the prohibition on the purchase of residential property by non-Canadians Act, is repealed, comes into force the second anniversary on which Section 235 comes into force. And what I'm assuming that this means, and I'd love for you to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, is that they announced a 2-year ban. So I'm guessing that the second anniversary from January 1st, 2023 would be that 2-year ban ends on January 1st, 2025. And again, fire me a message in the comments or send me a message to let me know if that's what this means here. So we can jump over here to the immigration.ca website, and Canadian foreign buyer ban starting in January, but permanent and temporary residents exempt. This was posted on July 11th, 2022, so they were definitely on the ball on this. Canada will ban foreign nationals from buying homes starting January 2023 with notable exemptions for permanent residents and temporary residents, including temporary workers and international students. Measures were part of Bill C-19, as we just went through, the Budget Implementation Act 2022, which received Royal Assent on June 23rd as the federal government looks to cool the hot housing market. The ban on home buying by foreign investors, though, does not include permanent residents or temporary residents. The temporary ban on foreign investment in the Canadian residential real estate market also comes as Ottawa is proposing to double the number of new homes being built in cooperation with the provincial and territorial governments, municipalities, and the private and non-profit sectors. Canada does not have enough homes. We need more of them fast. This budget represents the most ambitious plan that Canada has ever had to solve that fundamental challenge. It's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out going into 2023. I think interest rates are having more of an effect on pricing than this foreign buyer ban is going to. Obviously, as interest rates have gone up, prices have come down continuously since. The monthly cost, however, and the affordability, which is kind of what all this stuff has been about, the monthly cost to own a home right now is still about the same as where it was in the peak, even though prices have dropped. I do think at some point that's going to change as well, but as interest rates keep going up and these prices come down, the interest rates are still making those prices per month the same price. So that's what I think will be the biggest factor in affordability for Canadians, not necessarily this foreign buyer ban. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and I'd love to hear where you think this will make prices go in the future. Now, as always, if you can hit that like and subscribe button, I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of this year so I can keep putting videos out just like this. You can also book into my calendar anytime if you want to have a call with me over Zoom or coffee, whatever. And follow me on all social media at Michael Luz Real Estate.